All right. Guess we're gonna have to make a phone call. Let's see. Is that there? Yes. Is that working? Probably not. Has it updated itself yet? Well. All right. Oh, lovely. There we go. Sometimes you gotta Fonzie your shit. All right, let's see if it can hear me, though, before I call.
Hello, welcome to Skype call testing service. After the beep, please record a message. Afterwards, your message will be played back to you.
Check. Check. All right, let's find Brian. There we go. Brian Blues phone.
Hello.
Hey, do you know what time it is?
I know. I was just seeing that. I didn't see your message.
Ah,
So let me get to it.
okay. Do I need to resend the message?
No, it's on Twitter, right?
Yeah, but you didn't see it, so maybe it.
Well, I didn't look for it either.
Okay. All right.
Makes it simple.
All right.
All right.
We can queue up some more duct tape.
Okay.
All right. Bye. Okay. Well, I lied. We won't queue up more duct tape. We got plenty of things other than duct tape to queue up. Well, how about that? We got a Mars in the house.
Hi.
Oh, well, it would help if I turned up your fader.
Well, I'm way far from the mic too, so just a second.
Okay.
I'm resituating.
Well, that's okay. We still got to turn on the Mars stream. Although, who listens to the Mars stream if Mars is on the stream? You tell all your family and friends to listen, right?
Well,
Yeah,
I
they're
have
all-
told people to listen once in a while. Yes.
Okay, all right. So they're
They-
they're all listening right now.
Well, one might be.
Okay.
I'm
All
hoping
right.
not, though.
Yeah. Well, Brian is on his way because he. I think we woke him, and by we, I think I woke him, but
Well, he was taking a little nap.
he might have been. I don't know. But
He's
That's okay. My alarm's gonna wake me tomorrow at 6 to catch the 7 o'clock train to be in the office by 8.
My alarm is not going to wake me up at 6 unless my dad realizes that there's no time zone and calls me at 5 a.m. again.
Wait, so he's mistaken.
Yeah. He calls me East Coast time because he's on the East Coast. And he goes, I'm going to call. He calls me at 8
Okay.
my time. He
8 your
should
time.
call me at 8 my time.
8, yeah. No, 8,
But he
8's a
calls
good
me
time.
at 8 his time, which is 5
5.
a.m. my time.
5 a.m. your time.
Yes.
Yes.
That
Well, he figures you
that
want
is
to get a
not
jump start
optimal
on.
for Mars. Just saying.
No, 5 a.m. not good for anyone, except Dune, because he's into kinky shit like that. But me, not so much. I mean, I've done the wake up at 5. I used to. I think when I was going
I
in,
used to do that all the time. But
Oh,
when you commute to your kitchen,
yeah,
I get up at 7:58
yeah,
and walk to the kitchen.
that's what I do too.
When I had a laptop in my bedroom, a lot of times I would take calls underneath the covers in bed.
Now here's a great way to tell if Gators had a busy day or Gators didn't have a busy day. Because if I wake up, 2 minutes before it's time to start, and then I sleep in for an extra 2 minutes, and then wake up when it's time to start, and I walk over to my room, I turn on my computer, my laptop, I sign in, I check my email, and I see, do something to be visual, and then go get my shower because I see everything's calm, everything's fine, and there are no emergencies happening. Now, those of you that are observing might notice that I'm wearing the same shirt that I was wearing yesterday. And that's
Oh.
because if things are not fine and I'm going to need to get into this, I really don't feel like spending the next hour working in my tighty whities and a bathrobe. So I'll go throw on yesterday's clothes until I have a chance to take a shower. So if you see me on Monday wearing the same shirt I was wearing on Sunday, Gators was so damn busy, he just gave up on the shower at some point.
Wait. Or you were just so drunk you didn't want to change your clothes.
Yeah, that's another possibility. But that is not what happened today.
Oh.
No. Now, Dune saying ew.
Ew.
It's just a second day of wearing the same clothes and not showering. It's not like I'm going to a formal event this evening.
Are you?
No, but I. You know what? I need to buy a suit.
I actually do too. But
I need to buy a suit real fast.
Uh-oh.
Because something's cooking and it's making its way north, and I'm going to have to trudge down there to visit. But
Wait. Something. Oh, north. I was going to say if something's cooking and making a problem, you have to go south. That's something
that was a
different.
really bad way to put everything. I'm just, how do you start a fun, lighthearted, humorous show with serious news that is a part of my life today? It is tax season, and so I thought an appropriate name for this week's show, as you can see in the title up there, is Death and Taxes. So we all know about the taxes.
Those usually do go together.
Yeah.
Ah.
So
Death of the money that we have now, and which equals taxes. Because you pay your taxes, and all your money goes bloop, 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 bloop,
So-
bloop, goes away.
So just as I'm like wrapping up work and things are starting to calm down, I'm thinking, well, do I want to get a afternoon shower before dinner, or do I just want to give up on the day? My phone rings, and I'm like, well, that's not an alert. That's a ring. Someone's calling me. Who calls me? And I pull up my phone.
Who uses the phone these
Who
days?
uses the phone?
What's going on here?
And I see it's one of my sisters is calling me.
Oh, okay.
And when you see a family member's calling you and there's no like reason or thing coming up for a family member to call you, it's like, okay, who died? I
Did you say that?
No, I didn't say that. I said that to myself. And you don't say that out loud because you might
I've
be
said
right.
that out loud to my sister before. It's okay.
Oh.
It's like, who died? She goes, No one yet.
you don't want to say that when it's right, because
Yeah.
that's an awkward phone call for everyone to be
Yeah.
involved in, because you don't want to react too emotional, but you also don't want to seem like you're happy, so you gotta have some kind of reaction. And when you're thinking about how you're reacting, you're overthinking the call already. I hate the phone. Although I will say it was better than my dad texting me when my grandmother passed. I thought he could. We knew it was coming, but still, he could have at least called.
That's harsh.
He could have called.
That's harsh. That's harsh. The only time you can call Gators is when someone's dying or there's a quad sale down the street.
It was one of those scenarios where, like, it's she's unconscious and they it's time to wait for the inevitable. So we knew it was a matter of hours. So I guess he thought it was fair enough to just text me and let me know. Well, the moment has passed. But still, I was like, you still could have called. But no, anyways, my grandfather passed, and I got the call today. And
I'm sorry.
He just turned 94 a few weeks ago. Lived a long, fulfilling life.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
good grandpa.
And I have to say it's sad, and of course it's always sad. But I have to say, he was alive and kicking and doing well, and then passed at 94 without hearing about some hospitalization or needing, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
When it's your time,
it goes
swift, graceful exit. Now, I don't know what the last days or I don't have any details, but
you
long
will
life
later, but
and long fulfilling life. So that's that's still sad news, but you kind of hope that you get the 100. Wouldn't it be nice to get the family member that makes it to 100? We all thought my great grandfather was going to do it. We thought, my grandmother was going strong in the 80s and at 80, made it into her 80s. We thought maybe she could keep going another 20 years. And then my grandfather made it into the 90s. Heck, another year he'd be 95. Halfway through that last decade there to make it to 100. But that's a hard number to hit. That's
dude, Betty White died like 2 weeks before 100th.
Now that was sad. That
was
they printed
like,
up.
dude, she's
they
almost
printed up
100.
the papers. They printed the papers.
Yeah. Oh, did they actually print the papers for it?
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know if they printed the papers, but
they should. Honestly,
what was it? It was like
people
People
like
magazine that had like the headline celebrating 100 years. Like they already went to print that things, assuming that she was going to make it to 100.
Yeah.
That was, and I think it's their fault.
They jinxed it, huh?
Dude writes in for me, it's swift and graceful, and then Johnny throws all my shit away. Someone's got to do now. One thing I will say for my grandfather, he threw all his shit away. He moved down to Florida, and I think there was a phone call with my dad that's like, all right, what paperwork can I trash and what paperwork do I have to keep? Like, get rid of all of it. I don't want crap.
Yeah.
Get rid of it all. Sparky writes in, Betty White made it to the last lap in the 100-mile race and then spun a bearing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's now Bob Barker is
he's still alive, dude.
Now he's 99
he's
though,
still
right?
alive. He's still going. He's still rocking the thin mic.
But he's he's not rocking the thin mic, and he's not feeling up the beauties anymore. I hope, but he's.
This is Bob Barker, Gators. He might be.
We don't have class on this show, in case you haven't noticed.
Bob Barker might be feeling up the beauties because he was.
I don't. I think he's retired. No.
He's
oh my
retired.
God. He. Let's see. Born December 12th, 1923, age 99.
Yeah.
So he's just got to make it to December.
Oh.
They just can't print the headlines. I think after
They're
Betty
printing
White.
the headlines right now.
I think after Betty White, they're gonna hold off on printing up the issues until I think they're gonna hold off on that. Let's wait until December 12th passes, and then we'll run the story. Let's be sure. And speaking of running this, hello, Brian.
Hey, so who were you talking about?
Well, we were talking about Bob Barker's going to be 100, but that's not really the. Now I got to do this again. So I received a phone call today, and
From Bob Barker?
No, not from Bob Barker.
Oh, okay.
No,
That would
no,
have been exciting.
no, from my sister. And
She knows Bob Barker.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, my sister had gotten the news that my grandfather had passed, and so she was trying to tell me.
Oh, bummer.
And he made it to 94, and so I was just talking about how hard it is for anyone to make it to 100. It's now Dune writes in, who's
Well,
the
and then-
longshoreman? Go ahead, Brian.
And then George, what's his name?
Costanza?
George Burns.
Oh,
George Burns.
He made it look easy. Because he made it down there,
cigars
and he was
until
a
his last days, didn't he?
I know, yeah. Isn't that amazing? Just
Yeah,
goes to
crazy.
show. I'm not sure what that means.
Now some people make it past 100 to like 100, 300. I mean, what's the oldest that
117 or something. Actually, you remember Carl, right?
Yeah.
His wife's mother was living with her, and I think she died, I think, in the last 6 months or so, and she made it to like 101.
Okay, that's
Which is pretty
respectable.
amazing, yeah.
Now, Jean Calment is a French woman who achieved the incredible feat of living to age 122.
Damn.
Imagine that, making it to 100, and you still got over
Yeah.
20 years left of life to live. Yeah, hopefully,
Right.
hopefully you got quality.
Well, you do have to wonder, after 100, what is the quality of life?
And that can vary, and hopefully
Yeah.
hopefully there is quality there. Certainly, my grandfather was living a quality life at a retirement village in Florida, and living. And that's the thing is that I kind of take comfort from. I didn't get the news that he's not well,
on the wall.
and he's in a hospital or on machines or whatever. No, it's he turned 94. Happy birthday! And then a few weeks later, so you may as well skip the prolonged death and just
Right.
Gators.
yeah.
Have you been to one of the retirement homes before? Have you been to one?
I visited him a few years ago.
I have a question. Was
Yeah.
there a button on the wall?
I think there were buttons. I didn't.
Yeah,
look for
if there were
them.
buttons on the wall, when my Aunt Ruth and my Aunt Ruth was at a retirement home, they had big buttons on the wall, and you push it and the emergency comes. But the problem is, it was big and red, and I wanted to push it really badly, and I was like 12.
Yep.
And there's also one by the potty. There was one by the potty too, and I wanted to push it really badly, and
Why
I
didn't
did
you push
not.
the big red button?
Because
Well,
I
you
would
did.
have gotten in really big trouble, Brian. I
Aw.
was 12. Oh, I wanted to put.
It
I'm
was
like, Dad, can I push
calling
the button? No.
you.
I was
push
working in
me.
Houston, and our computer room was new, and it had a big red button, and this idiot contractor came in and pushed it, shut down the company.
Oh.
Okay, that's fine.
And so then we got a clear box to put over it, so you'd have to remove the box or get into the box before you could push the button.
Now,
Okay.
now, Brian, I take it you're still sick or recovering, or are you recovering, or are you just sick? Like, are you feeling better, or are you feeling?
Depends on the moment.
Depends on the moment.
Kind of, it's like a roller coaster. You're at the top, you're feeling pretty good. It's a really quick trip down to the bottom.
Oh, it's one of those ones where you think, "Oh, I'm getting better," and then, haha, nope,
You're not.
pull
That's
the
right.
rug out from under.
That's right.
Now,
So in fact, the other day, actually, I've been thinking that last week, Monday,
Mhm.
was the very worst day.
Okay.
And I started getting better from that, and I was feeling optimistic. But I still had this head congestion. Nothing
Right.
in the chest. That's the good part, right?
Sorry.
Okay.
You could actually hear it in the throat, right?
Oh.
Pain in the ass. Anyway, so the other morning, a couple days ago, I decided, I know, I'll help clear this stupid sinus stuff by taking a shower.
Okay.
And that worked. And then, okay, I got this little bit of residual, but everything's loose. I just blow my nose, right?
Right.
Gently, not blowing my ears out.
Gently. Yeah.
I've done this a billion times.
Yep.
I blew my nose, and it's like it opened up the gates of fucking hell,
Uh-oh.
and all the demons could come through with the fire.
On which end?
Oh, all up in the head.
Oh, I didn't know the other end opened up too. You didn't say.
No, this is within.
This is a head
Within the
cold.
sinuses.
This ain't no butt
Yeah.
cold. This is a head cold.
Right.
Take your vacuum cleaner.
I,
to
you know,
it.
I didn't check to see if there's a fire at the other end. That's a good
You'll
point.
know if there's a fire at the other end.
And it
You'll know.
burns.
Yeah.
Oh, that hurt like hell. It's like, anyway.
But, thank you,
So
Sparky.
Brian,
Ring of Fire.
the way you loosen up all your sinuses, this is what I do. You eat 5 raw cloves of garlic a day.
There you
I
go.
think I'd rather have the cold.
Oh, I love garlic. I do
you'll-
that. Yeah.
You know,
By the way,
that's-
Sparky, it is not COVID.
if you like being alone, the
I live
garlic
alone.
trick work. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Now, after you do this, you have to wash your sheets daily.
Yeah.
Your sheets daily. And no matter how much you scrub, the garlic is not going away for about 4 or 5 days.
Okay.
But you sleep amazing. You'd never have a sleep like that. So it's great.
Until the
The trouble is, I
wakes you.
tend to avoid garlic because, if I have too much garlic, then my stomach is just
Well, you see
bouncing
one
around.
clove at a
It's like it
time.
takes out the sledgehammer and starts whacking it all around.
Yeah, that's no good.
That and your wife makes you sleep on
So-
the couch.
So, how does one go about buying a suit?
You go to the suit store and say, "I want that suit."
Okay, because like up until recently, my formal wear has been I have a pair of like black dress pants and I have a jacket that maybe I could squeeze one button close, and generally I just put it on and don't button it. I've been realizing that one of my sisters get married later this year, so and her fiance had asked me to be part of his wedding party, or his, one of his ushers or whatever.
Yeah, Men's Warehouse. That's
Does
what it
he
is.
have
So, and he said
does
black suit, but now that the remains of my grandfather are making the trek from Florida to Jersey, I know there's a funeral incoming, and that I'm gonna need to have a black suit for that as well. And I'm really not sure if the jacket that I don't fit into is even an option, because I've gained weight since I've last put it on, and I barely could get a button to close when I put it on last time.
You don't
So
need to
I'm-
button your jacket, do you?
but I don't. At this point, I think it's obvious it doesn't fit with just putting it on. I think I need. So I'm thinking like I don't know. I just got the notification that it happened. I don't know when things are where, but I know I'm going to be driving down to Jersey very soon, and I need to have formal wear. So I need to make that happen fast.
I gotta find the clip. Now I gotta find this clip. I'm sorry.
Now, Dune says Men's Warehouse. Okay, so there is a Men's Warehouse at the mall nearby. So I'll just go to Men's Warehouse and be like, get me in a black suit for as little money as possible, and I'm going to like the way I look, and I guess I guarantee it. Sparky Toaster writes in, gain weight, how does this happen? Munchie Mix, Doritos, Cheez-Its,
Yeah, the
ice
biggest
cream.
exercise Johnny gets nowadays is going to go get the next bag of chips.
Yeah. I take a walk once a week around all the aisles of the grocery store.
Right. Wait a minute,
I-
you don't use DoorDash or Instacart?
Not for the groceries.
Oh, okay.
I'm not trusting anyone to pick out my produce. That's how they get rid of the bad stuff.
But then again, you get a crappy hamburger because that's cold, because you trusted a DoorDash guy.
As Doom points out, 3 beer Taco Bell. There we go.
See, and here's the thing is, people, you got these guys that brag about their 6-packs, right?
Okay.
And you said, fuck it, I'm going to go for the full bull beer barrel.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Gators.
What's that, Mars? Yes.
Oh, never mind. I can't find the link.
Oh, okay. Sparky writes in, Johnny walks home from the bar. No, I walk home from the train after taking the train home from the bar. But yeah, basically same principle.
How far is the train station?
Well, it was a like a 15-minute walk. But,
Crawl?
no, I walked. I was upright the whole time. I streamed.
Okay.
I streamed while walking back from the train station. That was a few weeks ago. I did a little live stream walking back from the train station. I had three beers, but they were strong beers, and I was feeling pretty good. I also was feeling very much like getting to a toilet really fast, because I couldn't find one on the train. All I found was a conductor that wanted to belittle us for walking through the wrong door and sitting where we weren't supposed to sit. And it's like, dude, why are you lecturing an entire car of people, of which there's one guilty party that opened up the door? Oh, we lost Mars.
Oops. Glitch.
Dune writes in, just spend whatever it takes. Don't say cheap. Why not? I want a cost effective. But I am on a budget. Maybe how should I put this? I don't. Well, I'm not going to walk in and say, dude, get me the cheapest suit you got. But I am going to say, I'm looking for a cost-effective budget option. But
Wait, here. What you do, right? You don't have to expose your either stupidity or how poor you are.
Okay.
You go and you say, so what's on sale?
Oh, that's good. I like that. What's on sale? Thank you, Brian. Thank you. Dune writes in, then go to Walmart. Walmart don't have suits.
Actually, Kohl's might be another option. I went to a Kohl's once and they had this suit on the rack. It's like, is that what a zoot suit looks like nowadays?
I
It had all these different colors and stuff. I don't think that would be suitable for a funeral.
Well, I do want to make sure it fits right. I don't want to just buy something off the rack, but then again, I guess that's how you do it cheap, is buy it off the rack.
Well, you should have an attendant.
There should be some
Kohl's.
sizing, There should be. I don't know.
So what you do is you go to the Men's Warehouse. The guy will measure you, including the inseam, which can get a little personal. That's always fun.
As long as there's no cupping, I'm fine.
Yeah, right.
All right, suits run on average $600, while the average at Men's Warehouse is closer to $300. Now, mind you, this article is from 2015, so I guess I should adjust to suits run an average of $1,200.
Yeah,
while the
you're
average
gonna
at
pay
Men's
more
Warehouse
if you
is
go
$600.
to say like Macy's or the high-end places, Nordstrom's.
Well, there's a Reddit article called Men's Warehouse Fact versus Fiction. I didn't realize there was facts and fiction to sort out about Men's Warehouse. So let's take a look.
Remember when George Zimmer or Zimmerman, I forget.
Let's see. I paid close to $350. And in my very inexperienced mind, I felt I got what I paid for. Being I don't find the quality to be lacking and the material to be bad. I have a pair of gray trousers. I think the combo looks smashing. I'm very new to the world of fashion. I'm not entirely heads in on what is trendy or where to find the best suits. However, when surfing around different fashion forums, I was surprised to see the amount of hate this place gets. In particular, the criticism was so goddamn snooty, it was sickening. What are the reasons? Is it really all that bad? Let's see. The problem is that you can get a much better jacket for the price. I, too, bought a jacket at Men's Warehouse before I started to learn about fashion. Once you learn a bit more, you will find suits and prices around than at Men's Warehouse. Suit Supply, for instance, has a better quality to price ratio and highly recommended. You know what? I don't care.
See, the thing is,
I don't care about fashion.
What are the best suits? And it's not got to do with fashion. It has to do with quality.
Like
the best quality suits are from Italy, right?
Yeah.
And the guys that started Men's Warehouse decided they're going to compete with the Italians, so they're going for the top quality. Now, if somebody thinks that's snooty or the attitude is snooty, go with it.
Okay.
Right?
So I'm just going to go to Men's Warehouse, ask what's on sale, and go from there.
Yeah.
And then get the measurements and stuff like that. And then if you go, wow, I think I could I think I could do better. You take those measurements and then go to a different place.
Now,
and if you find you can't get enough service at the Kohl's, then you go back to the Men's Warehouse.
No, I'm not
got
doing
you.
no. I'm going to Men's Warehouse. I'm walking out with a suit. Done, and done. I got a funeral.
Oh well,
so-
then we don't need to.
I'm not taking measurements. I'm not be like, I'm going to shop around and I'll be back. I ain't pulling that bullshit. What I read online is Men's Warehouse is a place that the snooty look down on, but they have good prices.
I think they will do
You know,
hemming
I've
for
never-
you if you need it.
And I don't care about the snooty.
You
Go
know,
ahead.
over the years, I've been to a Men's Warehouse a number of times,
Uh-huh.
and I've never gotten that attitude.
Well, no. Other
These are
people,
guys that are out to sell
other
suits.
people have snooty attitude towards Men's Warehouse, is what I'm saying. I'm saying Men's
Oh yeah, well,
Warehouse
but when
gets
you're
beat
walking
up.
down the street, nobody knows.
That's the thing. You know what? I don't care. I don't know fashion, and I'm not ashamed to say that. Just put.
I'd say, and Dune, yeah, you can rent one, but usually that's just a tux.
if they'd let me go in a burlap sack, I'd be fine with that as long as it's comfortable.
Dude, burlap
in fact,
sacks are gonna be
he-
very itchy gators. Don't do
Actually,
that.
Dune has a good point.
Yeah.
He says you can rent one.
Well, I'm going to
So
need this for the
ask-
wedding as well. I
ask
should
the
have
people-
a suit. More
ask the
people are
people in
going
the
to
wedding,
die.
Do you want a tuxedo? And do you have a specific style?
No, I'm.
You know, do you want ties?
No. My
tails and shit like that.
my future
That you
brother,
have to
my
rent.
future brother-in-law said, "Don't really care. No big deal. Black suit, you'll be fine. I just want you standing next to me, or near me when when I'm marrying your sister." I'm like, "Great, fine. Black suit, check, done."
Okay, all right.
So
they're not going
so I get
full
the black
tuxedo.
suit. I'm covered for the funeral and the wedding. And
Yeah, no, okay, that's good.
and if anyone else wants to die, I'm covered. Please do it before I gain more weight. I was that in poor taste? That felt like that was in poor taste.
Well, what is your weight, your current weight compared to where you've been in the last 5 years?
Average,
Do you expect it to go higher?
not significantly.
I mean, you've broken the magic 40 years old, right?
Yeah.
That's the age where you start gaining weight and it's difficult to get rid of it.
Okay. All right.
So
anyways,
you go, well, hey, I'm good here. And keep working on that weight. That's all.
right. Okay. All right. Anyways, I did at one point
I mean,
want to review.
don't turn into a beanball.
For those that missed yesterday's show, I just wanted to share the funniest moment of yesterday's show, and that was Dune's reaction to my rattling off a list of movie titles, changing a word with the word titties, and now Dune writes in, "Why was there a 40-year hesitation? Because I didn't understand the question."
Right. He was counting it up.
I was-
Jeez, am I 40 yet?
Like usual, I was half paying attention to Brian and was in my own little world, and then I realized he asked me a question, and I realized I had the number 40 in it, and I thought, well, what would he ask me that would involve the number 40? Oh, my age. Yeah. So that's
Hey,
that's
Gators.
what's in Gator's head.
Oh, wait, gators. To
An
help
amazing
with this,
part, Dune. The amazing part, Dune, is we didn't see any smoke as he was working on that problem.
No, I hide the smoke.
Gators.
Yeah.
To help with all the confusion, I put a link in the chat.
Yes,
And I
you
thought
did-
this was very appropriate, and I laughed because you know what? It just pops in your head when people mention things.
Oh, okay,
That's the private chat, right?
Yeah.
So you sent me a link called "Fat Guy in a Little Coat." I guess
Yes.
this
Yes.
is going to be me. I
No,
take
no,
it?
no. It just brought it up when you said
This
I
is-
was overweight and I
this-
doesn't fit my coat anymore. They just brought it up.
So this is for reference. This is
it's for
research
reference.
to
It's for
help.
reference.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. It's from
Don't
Tommy
do
Boy.
it. That guy in a little coat. That guy in a little coat.
Don't.
That guy in a little coat.
Have you ever watched this movie?
That guy in
Which
a
movie?
little coat.
Which
Take
movie
it off,
is that?
dickhead. I'm serious.
This is Tommy Boy, right?
Oh!
Hulk.
I had to. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that is kind of what I'm worried about at this point. That is now. Dude writes in, I about died when he said people get off work at 3 p.m. No, people don't get off work at 3 p.m. We just stop working at 3 p.m. and go get a beer. Is not every day, just the days we do it. No, but I thought the funniest moment. So at some point, Brian misread the word titles. He thought it said titties. And so, of course, I don't always say things that make sense. I just say what flows naturally. And what flowed naturally at that point is titles, titties. They're practically the same thing. Dune was having none of this. No, they're not the same thing. And so I decided I need to do the only thing I could do, try to find a way for Google to make this joke work. So I Googled the difference between titles versus titties. And Google brought me back a list of movie titles with a word replaced with titties. And Dune's reaction as I kept rattling these off, because Dune likes to run a clean show, and I don't. So, and so you just gotta watch. So here we go. We're gonna roll this because this is my favorite moment of yesterday's show.
Air server. Where are you? Air server, right there. Display 2.
No, I'm gonna search that. Titles versus titties. Let's see if that comes up with a result.
You know, sometimes you're going to get questions you may not want to hear. Just saying.
Take a movie title and replace a word with titties. What do you get?
Why is that not
okay.
working?
Let's see.
Why
My
are you
big
not
fat
working?
Greek titties. No country for old titties. No titties for old men. Fun with dick and titties. How to train your titties. Lord of the titties. The Fellowship of the Titties.
Johnny. Okay, wait. Johnny, stop.
This is a great game.
That's what
the
I was
never-ending titties.
That's what I...
Chitty titty bang bang.
Okay, I like that one.
Breakfast at Titties. Cloudy with a chance of titties. Star Trek 2, the titties
Wait a
of
second.
Khan.
How many was that? Let me get a few of those in there. Let me get a few of those in.
You know it's a good joke when you get the Ernie laugh out of Dune. You know that's when you know you hit gold. Chitty titty bang bang was one of those rare Ernie laugh reactions from Dune.
No. You know what that used to be? Those used to be the memes they put on Twitter, and Venison went crazy with those things. That's what that was.
Oh, Venison would have loved that joke.
Well, I think he probably did a couple of those on Twitter.
He might have been the one that wrote in chitty titty bang bang.
He might have been.
He may have.
been.
So, all right. So I figured tomorrow I got to go in the office because, of course, I do. And then got to get home. And I figure, all right, Kristen, you meet, we go to the mall, figure out what clothes you need, figure out what clothes I need, get some dinner on the way home. Boom, done. That's all we got to do. Man on the
You think
mission.
it'd be that quick to go into the mall, pick up a suit, and go?
I think.
Now, I did just get a commercial for Ross. So does that help?
Well, is there a Ross near me?
All
right. Oh, well, let's see. Ross
Dress for
versus
less.
Men's Warehouse. Let's take a look.
I think Men's Warehouse is probably better, honestly.
Men's Warehouse at
Or
Ross Park
Genghis.
Mall.
Oh, wait, that was a...
Where's the cheapest place to get a good suit at? Oh, my God. All right. We're clicking on that one. Many already did some interviews and wore suits, so I just want a heads up. Is the Men's Warehouse pretty cheap, or are there better places? Men's Warehouse is definitely cheap and would work just fine. I know some people on a really tight budget that went to Goodwill and found a good used suit, had it altered to escape from the process under $100, just a thought. Joss A. Bank, same price, much better quality. Okay, is that Joss A. Bank? J-O-S with a capital S?
Joseph
Okay.
Joseph A. Bank.
Joseph A. Bank.
Would you think, hey, there's a bank? No, there's not.
It's a bank
clothing
that sells
store.
suits. Is what it.
You know what? I
You
need
take
a
your
new suit,
bank
too.
to the
And
Joseph A. Bank, and you buy the suits.
I need a new suit, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna probably get stuff around the right size. I'm not gonna get fitted probably if I don't need to, because honestly, weight goes up and down. So I'm not. I'm not too worried about
Let's
that.
see. So I just brought up the website for Emerald Squared Mall because that's the mall nearest me, and it brought up a casino website. So I don't think the mall's doing too well. I know the mall's still open because we went there recently to get new phones, and there were a lot of empty stores, but there were a lot of, there were still stores, including the phone store. But now their website has been hijacked by a casino website. So now I can't even look up what stores are in the Emerald Square Mall still because I don't maintain a. Well, I could see what's listed on Google Maps, but half of these may have
You
closed.
can put a car in the Progressive.
All right, so they got a Build-A-Bear workshop. That's useful. They got a Victoria's Secret. I don't think I can get a suit there.
You'll be able to get something there.
Aria Bridal and Formal.
That
You know, there's a war on drag queens right now, so you probably shouldn't.
No. Josh's Toys and Games.
Ooh, I go there.
Yeah, Foot Locker.
I don't want to go there.
Newberry Comics. FYE.
I go there too.
Hot Topic.
I go there.
Let's see.
Everybody can get their Naruto headbands there.
Hometown Collectibles, Sports Cards, and Comics.
I go there.
Sears Appliance Repair. So that's the abandoned Sears, basically.
There's your abandoned
Right.
Sears.
But I do not see a men's warehouse.
Well, they have the bridal.
You know,
men's-
they're often not in a mall.
I've only ever seen them in a mall.
Are you kidding?
For a men's warehouse? No, they're too big. There's one not in the mall.
Okay,
They're
when
too
I
big.
actually search men's warehouse, it comes up with a pin saying there is a men's warehouse in the mall.
You sure it's not by
okay.
the mall?
No,
You
it's
either buy it.
the. Here, let me.
No,
let me
I don't want anybody to look at no docs in
Let-
men's warehouse.
Let me bring up a visual cue for the blind guy.
Yeah,
Let
thank
me-
you. Appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, good
Appreciate
idea.
that.
Good idea,
Appreciate
Johnny.
that. Yes.
It clearly has the pin square inside the building
Okay.
of the Emerald Square Mall.
You know what? That pin really goes right to the Orange Julius. Honestly.
Well, it depends what floor you're on. I mean, the men's warehouse might be right under the Orange Julius.
Is there an Orange Julius anymore? Because I haven't been to one in a long time.
I don't know, but I think there's a Wetzel's Pretzels.
I thought well, your suit may not fit if you have a couple of those though.
I think.
So I
like
should have
in
those before the fit.
Stonebridge
Yes.
Mall. I think the Orange Julius is combined with another.
Yeah, it's like a Dairy
Dairy
Queen
Queen.
/ Dairy Queen / Orange Julius. I don't think there's one
Yeah.
at my mall,
Yeah.
but there's one at a couple other malls I've been to.
But
I always think it was paired with a pizza. Pretzel place, but
I think some of them have Ann's Pretzels paired with Orange
Oh,
Julius.
Auntie Anne's. I love
Auntie
that place.
Anne's.
I love that place.
Yeah.
So eat like a bunch of pretzels, get fitted, and then after the fact, it'll fit even better.
Yeah, because then I'll work off the pretzels.
Yes, exactly.
There we go. Now, should I get some mustard with them pretzels?
No, you get the hot cheese. You get
The
the,
hot
cheese.
cheese.
You get the cheese. You get the vat of cheese.
Vat of cheese. Can I get cheese and mustard and alternate?
You can do that.
Alternate?
Wait. Are you get the icing? Do you do the icing on the pretzels or no?
Oh, you got to get the cinnamon sugar pretzel for dessert after
Oh,
your
okay. There you
main
go. There
course
you go.
pretzel.
Yes. All these carbs, Dune's like, poor Dune.
Yeah. So,
Gators, how many carbs are in a barrel of Oonce cheese balls? Do you know?
I don't know. They don't count.
Okay, that's
No.
what I thought.
Sparky writes in, Dune likes to keep his show clean as he proceeds to show some kick streams under Pool's hot tub section.
Yeah. There is that.
Dune points out, I don't make the porn, I just expose it.
Is Dune the reason they got kicked off?
We haven't been kicked off. We have not. But
No,
but
that's
that
Dune
is
there is
funny that
watching.
Dune shows the hot. Well, then again, Dune shares the hot tub streams with me and Sparky, and then we shame him into sharing them on the stream with the rest of the world. He
Oh,
does.
poor
He
Dune.
does really try to run a clean show. And
Poor
and,
Dune.
and every week I make him break out the bleep button. And every week I win. He can't keep up. He cannot keep up with me. I mean, how many titties did I get out there before he started bleeping?
I think he was in shock.
well, you gotta have a mission, right?
Yeah. We're on a mission from God to expose the titties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Blues Brothers and Gators.
Yeah, the Brian Blues Brothers and Gators. Speaking of which, we need to come up with an idea for this movie we're shooting at the end of April. Oh, Brian, do you know we're shooting a movie at the end of April?
That's going to be at that Sears.
Well, that's one of the ideas.
Where
we could-
was you tweeted that picture, right?
Yeah, there's still a Sears. There's still an abandoned Sears parking lot at the mall there. So I am flying in to San Fran on April 25th.
Well, which mall?
The one
The
on
one near
Whitten?
me.
Yeah, yeah.
Southland.
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 Now we don't have to. We don't really have to shoot film there. We could shoot film there, but we could just hang out. We could go into the city. I'm thinking, you know what? We should take a day trip into the city and kind of chill. Chris and I always love getting to the Japanese tea garden and have a cup of tea.
Are you going to take Bart into the city?
Yeah, we'll take Bart.
Step over the homeless people?
Unless
Yeah.
you want to drive us.
And make sure not to step on the human excrement on the sidewalks.
Oh, we always look where we're putting our feet. I
Yeah.
am
we could do
undefeated
hey,
champion.
We
I have yet to step in a puddle of urine or a
you know
turd.
we do.
Oh.
Being appropriate for San Francisco,
Mhm.
we go to Alameda and take the ferry into San Francisco.
We could do that.
I have actually done that before. That's pretty good.
All right, you know what? Dune took a ferry into New York, so and he loved it. So
Yeah.
we should take the ferry, and then we could shoot some film on the ferry as well.
Well, on the way to, well, you're flying into Oakland. Is that correct?
I'm flying into San Fran,
San Fran. Oh, okay.
but I'm staying in Hayward.
Well, when you're staying in Hayward, we get you from where you're staying. We go over to the Sears to shoot some video,
Yeah,
and then we drive up to Alameda to take the ferry.
and we shoot some more. I just bought another 5 rolls of Ektachrome off of eBay for $30. So I will have more than enough film. I just need to get it past security without them running it through the X-ray machine. That is the challenge.
That's gonna be hard. Wait. Do you have the TSA boarding? Do you have the cool TSA boarding?
No. But I have a feeling I'm going to get a pat down as part of this process.
Okay, that's
No,
fine.
basically, I'm going to have a bag that I'm going to take out of my bag. I'm going to say, "This is film. I assume you know what to do with this."
Yeah, they're
And
gonna
then-
scan everything. Yep.
And then when
yeah.
they put it on the conveyor belt, I'm going to take it off the conveyor belt and say, "Do you know someone who knows what to do with this?" And that's when the pat down begins as I put it back on the conveyor belt. And
So when Gators doesn't make it here on the 24th, we know why.
yeah, so maybe I should just ship it to the hotel. Maybe I should have had the latest eBay purchase shipped directly to the hotel. Call them up, go like, "Could you just hold that Ektachrome for me?"
Well, let's see.
So yeah. So anyways, that's what we'll do. We'll shoot some film, and I'm gonna have both cameras with me. So we'll be running 2 movie cameras of Super 8, and we'll have some fresh Tri-X film that's guaranteed to come out just about, unless the cartridge jams, which that does happen. And I'll have some Ektachrome. I'll have some Kodachrome. I'll have the cheapo Sears film that we have no idea what it's going to come out, and we'll just shoot a whole bunch of film. Now, Dune wants to know why I am not flying into San Jose and then driving to the party house. Well, I could get to the party house from San Fran. Now, Brian, will we be chilling at the party house with any? Should I bring the camera light to shoot some film in the party house? I'm gonna leave the light home. We're just gonna shoot all outdoors.
Yeah, if you want to carry it around, isn't that thing a big clunker?
Not any.
Everybody
bigger
just hold
clunker
their
than the
cell
camera.
phones above the thing and see if we can get enough light.
No.
So
mind you-
by the way, I was just looking on Amazon. That's what I was goofing around with.
yeah.
You could go to Amazon and search for lead bag for film,
Oh.
Yeah.
or lead film bag for X-ray.
And I'm sure security loves it when they notice that there's a lead bag inside your carry-on.
Are you going to have any checked luggage?
No. I usually just do carry-on.
Well, that should be fine.
Yeah. I'm gonna
So
tell.
talk to the TSA guy. Oh,
I'm-
I've got a lead bag here with film in it.
No, I'm gonna talk to the guy and say I have a bag with film here. This can't go through the machine. What do we need to do to have this inspected to get through the security check without running it through the machine. Because, I mean, people travel with film. This is a normal thing.
Today is
Yes.
not normal.
Yeah, it's
Come
not
on.
as normal, but it's still normal enough.
It's like you. It's Abby normal.
It's, yeah. Well, you know,
You know,
we all like Abby. She's nice.
right?
Now, oh, here we go. Popular Photography has an article all about this that was just published April 4th of last year. Airport X-rays can fog and or ruin your film. Here's how to stop that from happening. The primary problem facing film fans who fly. Here's the big problem for airborne film photographers. The scanners and X-ray machines, blah, 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 blah. Can you avoid X-rays altogether? Depending on your destination, it may be possible to avoid bringing film through the airport altogether. If you're traveling into a big city, you might be able to buy your film locally. Oh, that's
Oh,
not...
Well, maybe
No,
San Francisco,
no,
maybe. You
no.
don't know.
I don't think I could buy used Ektachrome on the corner store at the San Fran. Let's see.
Or just ship the film to either my house or Sir Marge's house.
I could do that. Do not
I mean,
put
you've got time to do that.
Do not put unexposed or undeveloped film in a checked baggage ever. The scanners used for checked baggage are more powerful than those used in carry-on luggage and will very
That's why you
likely
use
fog
the
your
lead
film.
bag.
Right, but then I wonder if they're gonna scan the contents because they'll open up the bag and do what they want to do.
Actually, when we came back from Maui, a couple weeks ago, our checked bag had been gone through, and they forgot to put the lock back on.
Oh, no.
Bastards.
Now,
Usually they leave a note that they opened the bag to check it. There was no note.
the Transportation Security Administration says that the X-ray machines it uses for carry-on baggage are safe for photographic film up to ISO 800. Well, at this point, my ISO 40 and ISO 160 are more like ISO 2. So I'm
Right.
Oh.
At this point, it won't matter.
We've
Yeah.
had slower films scanned with no ill effects, but we also understand that the effects are cumulative and that multiple scans may cause fogging. We asked TSA if we could run some test scans at our local airport. They politely denied our request, citing security concerns. Fortunately, there is one good way to ensure your film will not be damaged. Ask for your film to be hand inspected regardless of its speed. Note that at some airports, TSA is introducing more powerful CT scanners for carry-on luggage, which can damage even slower speed film. First, we recommend being patient and polite with TSA agents. Remember that their first responsibility is security, not customer service, and also that they're subject to a lot of vented frustrations from harried passengers. There's no need to show fealty. Simple politeness and civility will get you a long way. Why do I feel like this article is talking directly to me? Film photography is
Right.
popular enough that most TSA agents should be familiar with hand scanning requests, but it does slow their workflow. When traveling with film, we always allow an extra 10 to 15 minutes to get through security, a margin we rarely need. We recommend carrying your film in a clear plastic Ziploc style bag with which TSA is familiar. Leave your rolls in their plastic canisters and or sealed packaging whenever possible. We try to keep our cameras unloaded so they can pass through the X-ray machine, but loaded cameras can also be hand scanned. Anything you'd like hand inspected should be kept where it's easily accessible. A backpack is preferable to a suitcase that must be unzipped. Before we put our luggage on the belt, we remove our film and loaded cameras, catch the eye of the nearest TSA agent and say, I have some film and cameras I'd like to have hand inspected, please. If asked if the film is under ISO 800, we either say no or, to avoid fibbing, tell them it's going to be pushed and shot at a higher speed. They may not know what this means, but will generally accept it. What if I go, this is antique film that I'm rather concerned about the quality. Why do I have a feeling they're going to be talking about me in the break room?
You're hoping that some of the stuff will come up with something.
Oh, yeah. What about lead-lined film bags? Several manufacturers offer lead-lined film bags that claim to protect from the film from X-rays. We do not know if these bags protect against CT scanners. We haven't tried one in recent years, but if the bags do block X-rays, they will likely show up as a large dark blob on the security scan, which is likely to trigger a secondary inspection. We find it easier to simply request a hand inspection and avoid the inconvenience of having TSA unpack our
I think that's a
bags.
good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna put it in a Ziploc bag, or you know what? You have a really great idea. Maybe I should just box up a bunch of this film and ship it out to you in advance, and you can just throw the box in the fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll and Brian, I'll do you a solid because I know you love pranks. I'll write dead pigeon on the box so that you can put it in the fridge and just leave it there without saying a word for your wife to discover.
That's go, Brian.
And that's why all the film was thrown away.
Like, sorry,
Loud
my wife saw
scream.
it. It's gone.
Let's see.
No,
Sparky-
I'll just you look for a X-ray machine and just put it through the machine with no protection at all.
Hey, look, it's a DeGauss machine. How does this work? Can I use it?
Sparky writes in, Johnny, just say you have a bag filled with lead and watch what happens.
Oh, lead.
Sparky writes in, don't go through the airport BS with film. And then says, wait, Johnny being patient, LOL. Now, let me tell you, when it comes to my end users, I have infinite patience. When it comes to other support people,
Yep.
it is bizarre, but there are times in life that I've found that I have the most infinite patience. And it's like, why can't I take that from here and borrow a little bit of that over here? And the problem is because of the support people I deal with are dumbasses that just won't tell me a damn thing.
Is this your coworkers or your vendors?
Vendors.
Yeah.
I'm their customer, and they don't communicate with me, and they don't. Oh my god! Like I was saying, the reason I'm wearing the same clothes today as I was wearing yesterday is because this morning when I got up, immediately I had an end user that could not get into her computer to do her work because the fucking VPN client on her laptop wasn't working. So I decided, well, I guess I'm getting a shower later. I may as well throw on my clothes from yesterday. And at some point, I gave up on the shower because the fucking VPN. All right, Mars, you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this.
Uh-huh.
So I actually got to the point where I managed to get her to disable the VPN to get the computer back on the internet so I could connect in with TeamViewer. I uninstalled the VPN client. I deleted all the temp files and the profile files and folders, whatever. Brand new, clean installation of the VPN client. Reboot the computer so it's as if it's the first time. So I click the connect button on the VPN client, and it's supposed to come up with a window that asks what your email address is. But it never came up with that window. And basically what that means is that the VPN client is not able to connect to the VPN site. So
You're using a pop-up blocker, right?
no, we don't have a pop-up blocker. Now, we do have an antivirus on that computer, but it's the same antivirus we use on all our computers. And security tells me that they've not detected any of their antivirus blocking that app. But I got to the point where I got the VPN vendor support on the phone, and I was very polite with them because they were very polite with me. Well, I was a little pushy in the ticket, but once I got on the phone, I was like, thank you so much for getting on it. We actually all got in a Zoom call. We could bring up a command prompt. We could ping the VPN site. So the computer had no network problems. Her internet could ping vpn.blah-blah-blah-networks.net, which was the site. But the VPN client itself could not connect to that same site. That's what the log file said. Log files basically said it couldn't connect. And
Okay.
but it's not a network problem with the laptop itself. So either it's the app is completely borked. Now, mind you, I uninstalled and installed 2 different versions of this app, both of which have worked on many other laptops I've installed it to. And there's nothing I can think of on that laptop that would be blocking the app from communicating with that site. So we're just like completely stumped as to why we cannot get this laptop on a VPN.
Well, a couple of things you could do.
Mm-hmm.
You should go to app data and delete the go to local and roaming and delete the app parts in there because it leaves crap in there.
Yep, did that.
Okay. Second of all, right click when you install it. Right click and say install as administrator, even though you are administrator originally.
Yep, did that.
You did that. Could it be your ISP blocking it? You know.
Well, her ISP is Cox.
Well, her Cox was up, right? You knew I had to say it. You knew I had to say it.
Yeah, that was.
Come on.
Thank you. I set you up for it, and you knocked it right down. Yeah, no, but the thing is that it was working last week. Now, here's the thing. The thing is that her password expired over the weekend, and that's what triggered the initial problem, I think, because the Cato client doesn't know how to deal with an expired password, so it just melts down and bricks the computer until we can force it off with a bypass code and uninstall the client. But we got her to set a new password through another site, and then once we got a new clean install of the Cato client on there, it doesn't even prompt for her email address before it could even know whether or not there's a problem with her credentials. So at this point, there's no credentials for it to have a problem with. It just won't even connect to the damn site. So I don't know if that's related to something to the initial problem, or if there's a connection between them. I don't know. Well, anyways, this is boring.
Is she running what antivirus is she running in there?
We run Cyber Reason.
Has she installed an antivirus?
Well, no, this is a company laptop. She doesn't have admin rights to do anything on it.
Okay. Did you do this through her profile or your profile originally? I mean, I know. Because you bring it in, you do it on an administrator profile.
You know what? I'm going to meet her in the office tomorrow, and this is why I'm taking the 7 o'clock train instead of the 8 o'clock train.
I'm wondering if it might be her profile stopping something. If all spells, wipe her profile out and reinstall it.
Yeah.
See if that helps.
Well, the thing is, actually, I'm at a point now where I kind of don't want to fix the problem on this laptop because I really want Cato support to find out. Because I got to tell you, if I had a nickel for every time I woke up one morning to an emergency because someone can't do work because the fucking Cato VPN client won't connect,
You'd have at least 10 nickels?
I'd have at least 10 nickels.
Okay.
And that's in the past 10 weeks. And that's, this is, I keep saying this is not sustainable. This is a ticking time bomb you've put on every laptop I support. And one
Is
of
it
these,
the VPN client every time?
yeah. It's the VPN client, or it's a problem with the credentials that the VPN client melts down over, or it doesn't even tell. Here, the thing is, I know what's going to happen. One morning we're going to wake up, and a bunch or multiple or maybe just one senior staff person is going to be unable to get on an important call, and it's going to mess up everything, and then it's going to be a real issue. And I'm like, look it. This is a ticking time bomb. This creates emergencies. Frequently, I wake up to an emergency of someone that can't work and loses hours of work. One morning, we're going to wake up with a bunch of senior staff unable to do their work, and this is going to be an issue. We need to fix this before that happens.
VPN client, kind of important.
This is urgent. We need to fucking fix this shit before it melts us down, because it's going to. It's not if, it's when.
I have a question. I know this is stupid.
Okay.
Do you guys have an up-to-date version of the VPN clients that you get? Not the ones you're giving to your people, but the actual server and stuff. Do you guys have updated versions of all that stuff or no?
Well, we outsource this to another company that does all our networking shit. But I know our client, we recently updated to a new version.
Okay.
And usually we get the next version before we push it out, but we don't have a next version yet. And I have the installer for the previous version. But the server part I know nothing about, and that's handled by people other than me.
Honestly, you
make
have
the
to
big
deal with that
bucks.
outsourced client. If things aren't connecting to it, you need to talk to them too. Say, dude, our clients can't connect to you. What's your problem? Fix it.
We used to use Fortinet with FortiClient, Fortinet, whatever, and then they decided, hey, there's this newer company that's cheaper called Cato. We're hearing good things about them, and that could save you a lot of money. And I have
that
just
worked
been
okay for O.J. Simpson, didn't it?
I am like, we need to go back to FortiClient. We need to go back. You know what? We need to. When are we going to call it? Because we're going to have a meltdown one morning with some really important meeting being completely destroyed over this shit. And
Now,
we're all
is
going
this
to be
just an
on
app,
the
or
hook.
Can you run through a browser?
What's that?
Is this just an app, or can you run it through a browser too?
Well, it's an app, but the app signs in through a browser, and it's got a built-in browser that it uses to sign in. But at this point, it's so broken they actually add a checkbox that the user can check to divert it to an external browser to sign in. But that's not helping me on this one because it doesn't even get to the point of communicating with the URL to prompt for a sign-in. Now, how many Cheerios has Sparky counted at this point?
I know. I've eaten about 30 cheese balls, so.
Cheese balls!
Dude, this just came in the mail a second ago. That's what I was fumbling through. They changed the box of the Oonce thing. It's a huge tub, but
Oh, I want some cheese. You know what? I should probably eat the cheese balls before I get fitted for a suit.
you know what?
And wash my hands before I get fitted for a suit.
The Oonce ones are better than Planters now. Planters used to be amazing back the 80s, 90s, and they came back and they're just not as good anymore.
There's a Bluetooth speaker company called Oonce, OONTZ.
Oh yeah.
Because
They're
that's
like,
the sound their speakers make. They go Oonce, 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 Oonce.
They're nice speakers.
Yeah.
So with your Macintosh.
So Dune points out what the process is going to be. Step 1, get in wrong line. Step 2, yell when told you're in the wrong line. Step 3, you have the right to remain silent. Step 4, call Dune for bail. Let's test this. Is the room working? Is what room working?
Oh, in the conference room. I know what he's talking about.
No. No, it is not.
I knew that was first you said that. Oh my god.
I went in on Tuesday, walked into the conference room, connect the laptop, fumble with the touchpad. I figure out how to turn on the projectors and bring down the screens. Black screen.
Oh.
I fiddle with some wires, fiddle with some settings. Laptop comes on the screen. A few seconds later, black screen. So then I start playing with... Now, there's a desktop computer in the lectern, but we don't use that computer because it's not connected to the VPN, so it can't get on the network because our VPNs are web filters, so even in the office, you have to be connected to the VPN. And the VPN works with user profiles, so you really can't set up a shared computer anymore. Shared computers just don't work with our current configuration, which is another problem, but
you don't have like a guest VPN you can use for
No, we don't. That's a problem. But that's okay because everyone has laptops, so we don't need a conference room computer anymore. We just need the connector for the laptops.
Well,
so
unless your VPNs on your laptops don't work.
So it turns out whoever fixed this room somehow put the desktop computer and the cables on the lectern for your laptop into the same input setting on the touchpad, so there's some kind of an A/B switch built into this thing that automatically picks which one has a signal. And every time I connect the laptop and the laptop comes up on the screen, a few seconds later, it goes black. Even when I turned off the desktop.
Because the lectern's on, isn't it?
Well, I turned off the desktop computer, so it's not even turned on. So there's no signal going from the desktop computer to whatever switch is switching. And still, I connect the laptop, bring up the screen, comes up on the projectors. A few seconds later, it goes black. So then Steve says, it seems to go black after 3 seconds. I said, no, I think it's more like, he's leaving?
Who?
Brian left. He waved and left. I was going to get to him.
What? Where'd he go? Brian, where'd you go?
We're going to ask.
Oh, someone's calling.
No, I'm calling him because I'm going to ask what happened.
Hey.
You all right?
No, I'm just fading, that's all.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry we didn't stop to say goodbye.
No.
I didn't realize that.
Cool, no,
Yeah.
I knew my time was going to be limited. I expected we're a lot further than I expected.
Okay. Well, I hope you feel better soon.
Yeah, feel better, Brian.
And
Yeah, thanks.
have you learned anything today?
Holy shit.
That's enough.
And I think I've got problems.
All right. You rest up well, and we'll be in touch.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Good night.
Yeah. Thanks.
Brian learned we're going to Auntie Anne's right before you get your soup.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Where was I? So Steve said it seems like it's 3 seconds before it goes black. I said no, it's more than 3 seconds. More like 5 seconds. So we broke out a stopwatch to time how long it takes for the laptop to.
You guys
we
really had
timed
nothing to do.
6 seconds. 6
Oh.
seconds. I was closer than he was. Bam! Take that, Steve. But anyway,
Wow, go Steve.
that's okay. We went for a
Did
beer
you bet lunch on
afterwards.
it?
No.
You
we didn't.
should have.
I should have bet a beer on it. I really should have. But so anyways, at this point, yeah, the room is still completely useless. And I don't know.
So,
You know what? I replied to the email asking them what's going on. We got no answers. We got no answers from them. They were going to work on communicating better because that was our criticism of them, and they're still not communicating a damn thing with the, and they still have no clue what the fuck's up with the cameras. Now,
Well.
but Mod Pro's in the house.
hey, my bro.
Now-
You missed Brian. I'm sorry.
And now Dune says, don't you use Cisco desktop thing? No, that was the old setup. The old setup was speakerphone, Cisco speakerphones on the table, and a projector and screen. But we put in all this new modern with touch screens, Teams integrated with USB cables, so you could host from your laptop if you need to do a Zoom call. It's there are so many different ways to fuck it up. That is the system we bought. We bought the system that there's like 10 different ways to make it work and 10,000 ways to make it not work. That is the one we bought. You could use that. You could have that one. I won't even charge you for that. That's the best catchphrase. 10 ways to work right, 10,000 ways to fuck it up. They should use that. So ModPro is asking people to check IM. Now Sparky's up to 147 in his Cheerios. And then Brian said, I gotta go. I'm fading fast. Sparky rates a dude brings up a sore subject. I think what you need in the conference room is a UPS toaster box sat right in the middle of the conference table. Problem solved.
People are just going to sit around the table and just look at it for a while. Go,
There you go. Just hide a camera in the box.
Put the owl camera. Put it in the box.
Maybe I should bring in one of my Super 8 cameras and a little tripod and set it up on the table in the conference room in one of the rooms and just see if anyone says anything. And just be like, yeah, that's our new video conferencing equipment I brought in. It's wireless. You just hold the button down and face the camera towards you, and then after the meeting, you send it in for processing.
And if they know what it is, it's time for them to retire.
And in 6 to 8 weeks, you send it to the other person that was on the conference call, and that way they can then watch the video that went with the call they were on.
Do they need audio?
Well, they had the audio when they were on the call. There's just
Okay.
a slight delay between the audio and the video.
A 6-week delay.
6 to
That
8
works.
week delay on the
That
video.
works.
Yeah,
That works.
yeah, that works. Just don't misthread. Don't want to do that.
I don't know, man. Our projectors are just USB, or we're just VGA or USB-C.
Yeah.
You just plug right into a box, you push the button and go.
You know what's fun? What's fun is when you have a person that bought some of their own equipment to combine with some of your work equipment like 3 years ago,
Oh, usually me, yeah.
and they've been working just fine for the past
Yeah.
3 years with that setup. But what you don't realize is that they've been working with a completely different setup at their home than everyone else has. So then when they come to you with a question, you answer it as if they're using the same equipment everyone else is using, and then it starts to kind of escalate into a, what the fuck are you talking about?
See, that's why the person that's using their own stuff shouldn't ask you questions.
Well, she didn't even remember she was using her own stuff. But that's okay. Mind you, I'm not complaining about this person. I lovely person, absolutely love working with this person. She's always delightful to talk to, friendly to work with. I'm just amused at the way this situation unfolded. So she opened up a ticket because she had a problem with her wireless keyboard lagging and delaying. Like she typed a few keys and a few seconds later the letters come up. And so I, of course, asked, are you using the USB dongle for this mouse keyboard? Is it plugged into the USB port directly on a laptop, or is it plugged into a USB port on a docking station?
Honestly, that really shouldn't make a difference, but you never
shouldn't.
know.
Well, a docking station has well, here's the thing. If there's a problem with the docking station,
Yeah.
that makes a difference. So this helps me eliminate things it could be. Because if she's connected to the docking station, then, hey, put it directly to the laptop. And if the problem goes away, then we know that there's a problem with the USB port on the docking station. Because we're using Microsoft Surface laptops. So the docking stations power the laptop and connect to this port on the side. So, power, video, audio, all that stuff passes through that connector. So when she said it's connected to the docking station, that is immediately what I knew she had. A Microsoft docking station for a Microsoft Surface laptop that we obviously gave her, that she connected to her laptop. And so I said, well, why don't you move the dongle directly to the laptop, see if that fixes it? She says, but the monitor's connected to the USB port, and the laptop only has one USB port.
The monitor's hooked to a USB?
That's what I said. Because...
Is she running HDMI monitor?
Well, the thing is that the Microsoft Surface laptop has 2 ports on the left side of it. One is a standard USB port. The second port is a USB-C port where you can hook a monitor directly to it. Now, on the Microsoft Surface Laptop 2, it was a mini display port, but on the Surface 3, they changed it to a USB-C port.
Good.
So this way now I have to know which type of laptop someone has before I order a cable, or I might send them the wrong fucking cable. But anyways, so that's where I'm like, wait a minute, you're hooking up your monitor to the standard USB port? Are you using some kind of because they do make USB adapters that will add like an external video port.
Oh,
but
God.
I mean that's
you're running that thing at 640 by 480.
Yeah, I mean that. I'm thinking back to when people would hook up a brick that had like a VGA connector on it that might go USB and will require some kind of a driver and some because it's not just taking
it's externally
video.
powered, not powered by the machine. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's So I'm like, are you sure your monitor is connected to the standard USB port and not to the USB-C port? She goes, well, I don't have an adapter for the USB-C port to connect the monitor to it, and to connect the keyboard to it. And I'm like, no. Wait, so your monitor? So I'm like, so then I'm starting to think maybe she bought a monitor that had a USB hub built into it, because you know how
That'd
monitors.
be nice. Yeah.
And you and I both know that if someone buys a monitor and they take it out of the box and it comes with a power cable, a video cable, and a USB cable, that person will assume that all 3 of those cables need to be connected for that monitor to work. Whereas you and me will take one glance at the USB cable and chuck it in the spare parts bin and not even bother.
It's like, I'm going to repurpose this for something else.
Right. No one cares about the USB ports in the back of their monitor for an extra USB. So I'm like, is your monitor connected to both the docking station and the USB port, and it's powering USB hub, or is it? So eventually, so it gets to the point.
Yes. Sparky says, you forgot the one part. Restart everything first.
Oh, she already did that. She already did that when she put that in the ticket to let me know so that I wouldn't ask her to. So thank you, Sparky. And we also knew it was plugged in. So it turns out, so I get on a call with her and I'm like, okay, let's go over what you have. And she's like, all right, I got a Microsoft laptop. I have a Dell monitor. I have a Dell keyboard. I have a Dell mouse. I have a Dell docking station. Whoa. Hold up.
Dell docking station? Did that work on the Surface?
Well, she bought a USB Dell branded port replicator, and it is a USB device, and so she made it work. And so basically she's been connecting her monitor to this Dell port replicator that plugs into a USB port and has been tying up the one and only USB port on her laptop.
Oh.
And so that's
I'm impressed you got it working.
and it took me some doing to convince her that no, we definitely didn't give you that. You bought that on your own. We didn't give you that.
I would say give me a freaking docking station because she's going to get more ports and better use out of it anyway.
Yeah, so
Honestly.
and then here's the other thing. Then that's what she remembered. Oh, that's right. This isn't your monitor. This is my monitor, and it's hooked up with a VGA connection to this Dell docking station that connects to you. So that was the problem. I walked into this completely unaware that she had duct taped her own work from home solution 3 years ago and has been working perfectly fine with that for 3 years and has something completely different from what I was picturing.
Wow. And it was 3 years before you showed up, right?
No, it was after I showed. I showed up like half a year before COVID started, and then we all went. So at the start of COVID, she set up this jerry rig situation.
Okay, so
and I know
work from home
exactly
stuff,
what
yeah.
happened. One of the people that reports to her, she also had a Dell docking station that she was using with her Microsoft laptop. So she told her boss, "Oh, just buy one of these Dell docking station things. That'll connect your monitor." So I'm like, dude, I know exactly why you bought that. It's because so and so told you to buy that, or I think that's what happened because she had one of those too.
Mm-hmm.
I remember she. So it's like, you gonna be in the office tomorrow? Yes, great. Me too. I'll give you a docking station. I have some spare monitors. I'll give you a monitor.
For Dell monitor's cool though.
Yeah. Well, she's got a VGA monitor connected to a Dell USB docking station. So, no, we got to get her on a Microsoft docking station and a monitor with a display port connector on it so we can get her a mini display to display cable to connect from the docking station to the monitor.
It was funny. At my college, we had an instructor that said, no, I don't want this crappy little 17-inch LCD monitor. So he brought in a 48-inch monitor TV and stuck it on his desk. And connected that to his PC. So he's sitting there halfway across the room looking at this giant TV. He goes, dude, this is awesome. So people walk in there, they'd be like, hey, if it works for you, man, but I don't want to sit right next to that. He bought a wireless keyboard just so he could use that thing across the room. I'm like, dude, that's
what
cool,
I'm doing.
But
you know what I had to do though? That's what I'm doing. But at some point I got tired of having to do this to read things.
Oh, going across, yeah.
So I have scaled my text up to 120%.
Oh, mine. I have my laptop has a 4K monitor for a 13-inch screen, or it's 4K for 13 inches. I have it set to like 98 DPI.
Yeah, that's. I remember.
Yeah. I have it really low. My niece comes by and says, "I can't. It looks like little lines. I can't see that." I'm like, I see it just fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, Emily would do the same thing, that she would enlarge her text so that because she has enough working vision that she can read large text on her screen. And so I think I remember one time I started this is back when she was teen Emily living with her parents, and I started typing curse words. I'm like, does it mean it's really easy for your parents to read your screen? And I think I actually typed a few curse words, and she's like, crap, I had to minimize that. They walk right in when you.
Nice. Yeah. My at work I always had everything set to 200 DPI.
You know what? I speaking of death and taxes, I'm reaching that awkward point again where I keep finding myself debating: do I reach out to Jack and ask him if Emily's still alive, or do I wait and see if she eventually responds?
Well, do you have to ask that all the time?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, well, keep in mind. I mean, I almost said it out loud.
You know what? Do you have him on Messenger or email?
We're Facebook friends.
Do you have him on anything else? Do you have him on WhatsApp or something?
We're Facebook friends. That's all we've ever talked on.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, the problem is I don't know who would write the obit.
What?
She's not exactly in direct contact with her family, so when I
Well,
ask
yeah,
Jack,
and Jack
if
would be
she's
the one
still
to know,
alive,
'cause there's
he might
kids,
have to
so-
go find out. You know,
How old's the oldest kid right now? Is it 14?
uh,
13, 14?
older than that at this point. She's, you know what?
Look to see if they have a Facebook.
You know what? That's I don't know if her dad like that would stop him. I don't know.
Yeah.
It gets really creepy when you start reaching. You know what? Emily really. There are times when you think about like reaching out to people to find out like what's up. And then you realize that you're encroaching on boundary issues if you start doing that. And I really think reaching out to teenage kids is like a serious boundary issue.
So look at his Facebook and troll it to see if he's, because if Emily passes, he'll put something on his Facebook about it probably. Wouldn't you think?
I don't know. That might be a private thing. Not necessarily. You know.
Well, not only for you, Gators. It would probably be for the family too. Because you know the family's trolling his Facebook too.
Now keep in mind, Emily left her home. And she had left there for a number of months. Mind you, I believe the house that she was living in was rented under her dad's name, and he stopped in from time to time. And I think it was a good 3 or 4 months before I reached out to Jack, and it's like, dude, do you know that Emily's not there anymore? And he's like, well, my dad was going to swing by in the next few weeks to check things out. But I'm like, dude, you need to check this out.
Wait, she had a house that she was in, and she left?
Well, her and Andrew were renting a house.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And then
Never
she
mind.
left the house, and then she's not been at the house.
Well,
and,
and the thing is, in her situation, people may not know for a while either.
yeah, I mean, she doesn't.
Yeah.
If I needed to mail Emily a letter, I wouldn't know how to get that to her. It's that kind of a situation. Now, Dune writes, I don't see her on your friends list. Well, we do.
Dude's trolling your list.
You know, Emily and I have gone through periods of unfriending and friending each other. I will say that our messages through Messenger go back and forth to each other, but I don't know what our friend status is on Facebook, but that don't matter for much because it's not like she has much time to do much with that. But I will say that...
Wait, doesn't she have all the time in the world? I stopped him. Sorry.
Her time is limited to times when she's coherent. So, I mean, there is that.
Well, that's her decision, isn't it?
Well, not really. I mean, mental health's a bitch, isn't it? But
Yeah.
I've last talked to her January 23rd.
It's been 3 months.
Yeah, and we have and we blocked the time on Mondays to talk to each other every Monday. So since January 23rd, she's not been answering my calls on our slotted time on Monday. Now, the last time we spoke, she got mad at me, bitched me out, and hung up on me. And I never know if that's a long-term, you're dead to me until you aren't,
to get a hold of you.
or if that was a I'll cool down by next week type of thing. But the following week she didn't pick up, so it's like maybe she's still mad, or maybe she's passed out. But
Can
now
you text
we're well.
anybody there?
What's that?
Can you text anybody there?
I don't think my phone has international on it to text or call international numbers, so that's why I stick to apps to communicate with people. So yeah, so now I'm reaching that point where I'm really debating: do I reach out to Jack and ask, "Hey, she alive?" And
Just send him a text. Alive, yes or no?
I you know what? I think Jack deserves better than that.
Well, alive, yes or no?
You know, I think that's the type of thing that warrants at least some kind of conversation.
Do you have him on email? You can at least email him.
You know, I do have him on email, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd rather call if I'm going to talk to him.
I understand.
But then again, maybe he'd rather I emailed.
Sometimes text is easier to deal with than just calling, honestly. And some people just say, "I don't have time to talk on the phone or whatever. I'll send you a text as I'm doing some work or something."
I will say Jack's a cool guy to talk to. We ended up spending a few hours talking music the last time I talked to him.
Oh no, not that.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is that like we were talking some things about different things, and at some point the topic of I got these recordings of the synthesized music from Milton Babbitt.
That's actually more appropriate. Sparky, you're right.
Let's see. Sparky writes in, I would just ask if he heard from her recently, not alive or dead.
Yeah, that's actually more appropriate.
You know what? That is a morbid way to go. But the thing is I know that
morbid way to go.
But I know that Jack doesn't really communicate with her. He doesn't hear from her. She doesn't hear from him. They don't talk. So it's a little awkward to ask him, hey, you know your sister that you've been neglecting and ignoring and not talking to? Have you talked to her recently? Now, I wouldn't word it that way, but that's why I'm putting it more like do you know the current status rather than have you talked to her? But then again, I'm overthinking this because really have you talked to her or heard from her is a way more graceful way to put it. So thank you for snapping me into reality there, Sparky.
Yeah, you know, I agree. You know, you just say alive, y/no, and I don't.
Circle
I think,
one and return.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's a little more morbid. I think.
Does she like living? Y/? Well, no, that would be a.
No, we already know the answer.
Even if she's alive, that would be an N. So
yeah.
I
don't know.
You have to laugh, otherwise you cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know.
You can send the email to Jack. So, I'm buying a suit. How do you buy suits?
There we go. I'm buying a suit for a wedding and a funeral. Is there another funeral I need to add to the list?
No, don't. No. That's not.
No, that's not.
I mean, he might actually laugh at that. Actually, Jack might actually laugh at that. But
you know what? I don't. You know what? He might, but I also don't think it'd be right.
No, it would be right, but he's still laughing at probably.
I don't know.
You're a dumbass.
Yeah, probably.
You're a dumbass.
Yeah, I don't think I should put it. Sparky suggesting I should try searching the obits. All right. Well, I don't. You know, well, my initial Google search isn't coming up with anything, but I did find another list of movies with the word change for titties. So there is.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Yeah.
Damn it, Google. Always comes back to the titties.
You know, if you just put your safe search on.
Dune writes in, is Jack a Facebook friend asking for a yeah, he is. As far as I know, unless he cleaned his list recently and got rid of the weirdo that he doesn't owe anything to. Because I think Jack has mentioned to me, like, you know, dude, sometimes my other family members are like, dude, why do you call him back? You don't know him any of that. You know, it's like,
Wow.
and I'm like, I appreciate you talking to me. I know you don't. I just, we have an understanding.
Yeah.
And he's still showing up as a friend of mine. So,
Okay.
yeah, he has not unfriended me on Facebook. But, yeah, Emily is not currently showing up as a friend of mine. She's showing up as someone that I have a mutual friend with.
Let's say, does she have Twitter? She on? Is she on? Is she on anything? Any other socials?
No. I mean, I don't.
She's not on the Mastodon.
She might be on hookup apps, but no.
You search for Australian Tinder.
No.
Australian only farmers.
Australian farmers only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your balls are showing.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Would you care to have a go on the arse bandit?
I don't. No.
Wow, did I say that out loud?
That's the one I was looking for.
Chucky
That's the button
Ball.
we need.
Oh. in a while she shows up and says yo yo.
Dude, she's
I don't know.
she's not going to respond to anything on this page. She's not. Oh, that is interesting. They're still Facebook friends, though.
Can you check her Facebook? Can you stalk her Facebook and see if things on there?
Well, no, I mean,
And
she
see
doesn't.
the last time things were posted?
Well, the last time she posted something on Facebook, I think it was some mushy thing about Father's Day, which she probably.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, that was.
Well, I don't know. When's Ozzy's Father's Day? Because I know that's different in the UK.
She last posted on May 5th, 2019, about some psychology stuff, and she did tag me on that. And maybe, I don't even know if I could see everything that she posts to Facebook. Maybe I only see that because she tagged me on it, because we are not currently Facebook friends at this time. So I can only see things that she could show. And, our one mutual friend is Daniel Big Plume. So it's not even Jack.
Wow. Okay.
It's just because she was.
Well, you should ask Daniel. Sit there and say, yo, yo, have you heard from her?
He's a name that I see show up on like NHB related people's friends list. So he's I don't know if he was a listener or someone that was in the vent server. Like I said, oftentimes I don't know the real names of some of the people.
Maybe that's
that were in the
Whacked Out's real
community.
name.
That could be.
Dude's giving you hints.
Dude writes, it's going to take forever to get through this list. How many Jacks am I friends with? Dude, don't you remember what Emily's last name used to be before it was the thing it is now? Her brother's going to have the same last name that she used to have. How hard is this?
Maybe. Yeah, there you go.
I don't know. Mod Pro's telling Dude how to use search features. Is
you know what? I ever have Facebook problems? Talk to Mod Pro. So they're sending her a message. Yo, Facebook question. Yeah, why does it show me stuff from 20 years ago from people that I don't follow? And it won't show me local stuff that happened now.
But, yeah.
Oh, she doesn't use Facebook.
Anyways, so yeah, that's another dilemma on my mind. Like, oh God, do I need to have that awkward conversation again? Hey, is she like around or existing or like?
There you go. There you go. Gators, you gotta get some bots in your chat.
I need to get some bots in my chat. You
gotta get some bots in your chat. Dude, saying.
Mars, if you really, really, really want to lose money, you could just put it in an envelope. I'll give you my address. Heck, you can get it from Sparky Toaster.
Sparky has it. Well, he's gonna paint your house while you're gone. So
that is nice.
Sparky, he's gonna be gone multiple times. You have extra time now.
Well, you don't know. I don't know when I'm going to. I don't know. Usually funerals happen pretty quickly. So
not necessarily. My mom's happened 2 weeks after her. Well, actually, we had a small funeral, but we ended up dumping her in Lake Tahoe. So
yeah,
we won't talk about that. That we have police helicopters above us, and we had to go around the curb one more time in a boat.
Yeah, I don't think we do that.
You're not supposed to dump. By the way, you're not allowed to dump ashes in Lake Tahoe, but
you're also not allowed to dump them in the the haunted mansion.
Well, wait, who dumped their ashes in the haunted mansion? That's creepy.
Apparently, people do this frequent or try to do this frequently.
Where do they dump it?
Did
they just randomly do a little trail behind the track of the thing?
I think so. I don't know.
Dude's blaming you for stuff.
You know what? Here's the thing. I don't think she unfriended you. Mind you, Emily used to have a Facebook account under a fake name because you used to be able to do that, and that used to not be a big deal. In fact, I still have a Johnny Gators Facebook account.
I used to have her on AOL Instant Messenger,
It's-
but she never messaged me.
Now, I don't use the Johnny Gators Facebook account, but if anyone reported the Johnny Gators Facebook account, it'd be gone. Because Facebook now has a policy that you have to open your account under your legal name. And if there's any suspicion that your name, that there's a fake name, they will ask you to send visual ID proof, and it's an automated process that you can't talk to anyone, you can't ask for an override or make any kind of application or plea for a legit reason.
Why you don't people
So-
just do that? They do that, but they do it under like what they call it, a corporate account or a commercial account or something.
I guess you could do things like
I know people have done that.
But I know here's the thing: people who are abuse victims don't necessarily want a social media profile open under their legal name for obvious reasons. So when Facebook got all anal about this, no fake names, you have to use your real legal name, that caused a real issue for abuse victims trying to maintain social media and anonymity at the same time. And so Emily was very concerned about her privacy, but Emily had also made some enemies online who made a point to get her Facebook account shut down because she didn't use her legal name. So she lost that profile, and she had to start a new profile under her legal name. She eventually hem and hawed and decide this is more important than that. So she may not have automatically refriended everyone. And at that point, I guess maybe when she was racking her brain to, picking people to friend, Dune didn't come to mind. So I'm sorry, Dune, but at least it wasn't that she actively removed you. It's just that she didn't think to re-add you. If that offers any comfort.
Honestly, Gators, I think the only way you're gonna find something out is to send an email to Jack and sit there and go, "Yo, just wondering, haven't heard from her since like January. You think she's still alive?
No,
What's up?"
Now,
He
Dune points.
doesn't have to give you much information. Just say,
5 Hit points out that she's tagged that account tagged both of us several times years ago. Okay, so maybe she did friend you at that point, or maybe she tagged without friend. I don't know. I honestly don't know, Dune. But there may have been a great purge at some point. I don't even know. I don't even know what goes on in that warped mind of we need to get off of that topic.
Okay.
But Sparky points out that his first name is Sparky and his last name is Toaster. And I can confirm that because that's exactly how he signs his Christmas cards. So and he says middle initial starts with B for burnt. Sparky burnt Toaster.
Oh, poor Burnt.
Yep.
I don't have a toaster. I threw mine away.
When a toaster sparks, it's gonna burn things.
Not necessarily. What if it's on the outside?
Well, it's gonna burn down the house at least.
Well, as long as the toast is safe.
I remember one time we had a toaster caught on fire. It was it was funny. Someone was making an English muffin, and I smelt the same smell I smelled when we had a grease fire in the oven, because there's like this burning smell that's a bit different from just normal bread is burning. Like there's flames going, and Mom's like, "You smell something?" I'm like, "I smell fire." And we look down, there's flames starting to shoot out from the toaster slots, and I'm like, "Oh, should I get the fire extinguisher?" My mom just opened the cabinet, grabbed the baking soda, and just dumped it on the toaster. Problem solved.
That's a shame. You lost the English muffin in that.
Yeah, well, I don't take it out
Now,
there, shake off the baking soda. You probably could.
My mom and her friend, they had a toaster oven, and they're like, "Well, this toaster oven is like 6 years old. We want a new one. This one still works," so they gave it to me. I brought it home. It worked fine. Not a big problem. The tray was a little, not new, but it was fine. Whatever. So they got a brand new toaster oven. They put it in. 2 weeks later, it caught fire.
Ooh.
Caught fire. They threw that thing in the sink and turned the water on. That's how they got rid of the fire.
Did they unplug it first?
I didn't ask that part.
Oh, you want to ask
that part? All I know is it took care of the toaster oven. It was not working anymore. And I look at "Do you want your toaster oven back?" They're like, "No, we want to get a new one now." And I'm like, my toaster oven works fine now if you want it. I never used it. I use it once in a while, but not very often. It was too
you know,
small. Yeah.
I remember my grandparents. Generally the rule of thumb was when you have a beach house, you buy new things for the main house, and you bring the old things you replaced to the beach house. So there was this really old style toaster at the beach house, my grandparents' beach house. It was the type that would actually, you put the bread in the slot, and then it would automatically lower the slice of bread, and then it would automatically lift the slice of bread when it was done, in theory. But this toaster did something different. It would lower the bread, and then it would toast it, and then it would burn it, and then my grandfather would have to unplug the toaster and retrieve the burnt toast out of the toaster with a knife. And so that's always fun to walk into the kitchen to your grandfather sticking a knife in the slot of the toaster. And I'm like, is that safe? It's like, yeah, I unplugged it.
Why do you do that? Just turn the toaster upside down and shake it.
I don't know. Well, because he was able to trigger it to lift back up, I think is what he
Yeah, I'm
ended up
not
doing.
getting auto toasters. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
I just want us to, and it's funny, you search on Amazon for toasters. I just want when you push this thing down, the toast goes down and it pops back up easy, right? Then they get, like, the cheapest one Amazon has like 6 buttons on it. I'm like, what are the buttons for? I don't give a crap about buttons. It has a knob to make it darker and lighter. That's fine. And then you push it down and it goes, I don't know what that did, whatever. And then, or you can find, if you want more expensive, you get a toaster with an LCD screen on it. Do I want a touchscreen on my toaster? No. I want one with a stupid slot. You put them in, push the little lever down, and it pops it up and toast is done. Bread to toast. Done. That's all I want.
Yeah.
You know how hard that is to find on Amazon?
How hard?
Not easy. I want one of the old ones, the old metal ones. I love those things.
I just use a toaster oven, but
you know what? I don't.
Yeah. Now Sparky wants a Wi-Fi toaster.
They have those.
They
have them. You can get an app for your phone.
It sends you a notification on your phone when it's burnt, and then you know to go.
Come on, you push your toast down in the morning. You go potty, or your English muffin, or your bagel, and you push it down. You go to the restroom. You want to know when your toast pops.
Does it have a built-in internal camera so you can watch your bread toasting live from your toilet?
Oh. As long as I can stream that on Twitch, because people on Twitch want to know.
Oh my God!
People want to know. It could be the Toaster Cam. I
would tune in to Toaster Cam.
Toast Cam on Twitch.
Toast Cam on Twitch. Oh
I
my
would watch
God!
That. I would watch that.
Oh my!
There used to be. Oh, what was it? It was somewhere. I can't remember what it was, but there used to be an office. There used to be an office cam, and all it was it. Oh, on Kick, the Toaster Kick cam.
Lofi on Kick. Was that a bread oven or what's? There
used to be an office that had a coffee pot, and they would have a camera on it 24/7 to see how low the coffee pot was. And I don't remember where that was, but that was cool.
Well, whoever Lofi is, it's offline right now.
Oh.
But it's got 3 followers, and I can't find any videos or clips, so I don't know what Lofi is.
Maybe it's a loaf of bread. Is that a Twitch or Kick?
Are they friends with the Jar of Peanut Butter? Isn't there a channel, a stream that always has a jar of peanut butter in the camera shot?
I don't know. I just miss the turtles. That's all.
You know what I miss? There was a one of those hot girls on Stickcam that when she wasn't streaming, she'd point the camera on a can of tuna. And that can of tuna was getting more views than I was.
Well, yeah. I mean,
that's
a hot can of tuna right there.
That's always great when you look at the front page of Stickcam and you see, I get like 20 views and a can of tuna is getting 2,000 views. And it's... God,
they're hoping the can of tuna will get moved at some point.
Maybe if I went to Men's Warehouse, bought some suits and dressed better for my stream, more people would tune in.
Now, do you have to buy new tie? Can you buy ties there too?
I have a tie or two, or I have an ugly tie.
Oh.
Every now and then you do little benign things that are kind of cruel because you were just too honest. and then you spend the rest of your life remembering that you did that, and you have to live with that.
Oh yeah, that happens.
So after I graduated college, I'm still living with my parents in Jersey.
No one wants to see that, Sparky. No one.
I was Sparky didn't want to see that. Apparently, one point, I guess I stretched and my belly came out, and Sparky saw it. You know what? I once got.
Did he clip it?
You know, once my Fong had to have an awkward conversation with me that people were complaining that I stretched and they saw my belly, and they complained to her to ask me to buy bigger shirts. And you better believe I made damn sure to have triple extra large shirts from then on every time I set foot in that motherfucking place. Like
I'm sorry, Sparky.
One time my shirt's a little too short, and everyone's got to get my boss on my case.
That's why you moved. That's why you changed jobs.
So anyways, I'm living at home, and I worked at Walmart for a few years, and finally it's like, fuck this shit, I need to get a real job. So my dad got me a real job as a bank teller, because my dad's friend was president of a bank. And this way, it gave me something I could move up in. And it kind of worked, because then I worked at a bank teller in Maine and worked into the IT department. So, it wasn't that bad a move to get out of retail and get behind the teller line of a bank. So and my dad knew that the bank president's favorite color was yellow. So he decided for my birthday to buy me the ugliest yellow tie I have ever seen.
Nice. Are you going to work at the funeral?
I might.
It matches the suit. It's a wonderful yellow tie.
I think yellow's a little bright for a funeral, especially next to a black jacket. I'm thinking, black jacket, bright yellow tie. It's one of those like paisley yellow ties. Like it's got like a paisley pattern and different shades of yellow. It's yeah. So now Dune writes in, you made a lady boss mad there too. Well, here's the thing. I wore the ugly yellow tie to work because my dad bought it for my birthday, and when it said, "Hey, good color to get in good with
you wore ties
the
to
present."
work?
Yeah, when I worked at the teller line, I needed to wear a tie, but, look professional behind the teller line.
Do people care if you wear a tie at the teller?
Well, the supervisor does. That's all that matters. Customers didn't care, but the supervisor did. So yeah, I had to wear a tie behind the teller line at the bank. So I put on the yellow tie. I go into work, and Margie, good old Margie, gotta love Margie was the wisecracking supervisor, the branch that was past retirement age and didn't give a shit anymore. So she'd say whatever she damn well pleased. And I walked in. She said, "That's an ugly tie." And I said, "That was a birthday gift for my dad." "I don't care. You tell him I said it was an ugly tie." So I went home. My dad asked, "Hey, how'd the tie go over?" I'm like, "Marge told me it was an ugly tie." And that was the last we said about it. And to this day, I still cringe thinking back to that I should have said they really liked it. I should have just said they really liked it, Dad. Thank you so much. It was such a kind, thoughtful gift you got me. I love that tie. It's so good. I should save it only for special occasions.
See? Special occasion.
I don't know if it's special enough.
Gators. Okay, my pro sent you a link to a tie that you definitely need to wear.
Do I now? Now Sparky says, what does Sparky say? But wait, you still own said tie? I have a Rubbermaid bin that I stash things that I didn't need but didn't want to ever throw out. I think I have a envelope of pictures of Tams, a few Rubik's cubes, a cordless.
Rubik's cubes are probably worth it.
A cordless phone, prayer cards from funerals, a watch my grandmother bought me for a graduation gift, and my dad's ugly yellow tie, and a few bundles of rope sitting in a Rubbermaid bin in my basement. So yeah, if you gave me 5 minutes, I could come back with the tie. Or we could wait till next week.
I think you should wear it. I definitely think you should wear this tie at least on Dune Show.
We might.
No, this is what you should do. Wear the yellow tie and a green shirt so you can green screen stuff on it.
That is now this is not an ugly tie. I would wear this tie, but I don't think pink's a good color for a funeral. This is, Mars, I think you would like this tie.
I have like 4 ties. I don't wear ties.
You don't. Yeah, well, no one does. No one. Everyone
Dude,
needs to at some
they've been
point.
tied. They've been tied since 19 or 2000 something, early 2000s. I don't untie them because I can't tie a tie.
Now, I realized it came to my mind. I still have that envelope of photos from that Canadian trip from hell. I wonder if it's time to toss those.
Oh, well,
I don't know.
maybe.
Do you want them, Mars?
I do not.
I mean, you can see the scars right on her arm, and
No, I don't want that. She's pretty much gone. I don't.
Yeah. I don't think neither of us have heard from her. And I mean, when have you last heard from her?
Oh God, it's been since IRC days, honestly. It's been past that because we used to talk on Instant Messenger on AIM, but she had like 4 names that she switched between.
She messaged me once in California, somewhere around 2009ish. I told her I had just recently gotten engaged. She congratulated me. I never heard from her again. I don't know what that was about though, because she definitely was not into me. So like,
maybe she was going back and saying, "Oh, that one might be interesting to play with today."
It could be.
She played with her food before she attacked.
She stalked her prey. She played with her prey, and then she, let it crawl away at some point. But this is quite the tie. It's got lots of different kitty sushi rolls.
They're kitty sushis.
Kitty sushi rolls.
Yeah.
I could see that being a good pattern for pajamas, and I could see Mod Pro wearing those.
Oh, there you go.
Because I think she sent us pictures of pajamas before. So
nice.
Yeah. Now Mod Pro said that was for Dune since he hates sushi. Well, has he even had sushi?
I don't know.
You know what? We need to.
Does the oil company have a Japanese location?
Here's what we need to do. We need to find the oil company location out in California, and we need to hack into their system and bring it to its knees so they call Dune out to fix it. The week that we're all doing
this,
our
I
thing.
didn't. I disavow all knowledge.
And then you, me, and Brian will go pick up Dune from the airport, and then we'll hack back in and fix it, and then we'll take Dune out for sushi.
Yeah, okay, we can do that, but can you just
I can think of at least 2 awesome. I mean, what was it? Naked Fish is still open.
Yeah, it's there. Now it doesn't open till 4 anymore. It was up at 4 since COVID.
Ah.
Yeah.
It opens at 4 or?
Yep, opens at 4 now.
So it's only open for dinners.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Which
that's
is
why
a shame because lunch was always packed too. So people found out about it.
Yeah, Del Taco. We could go to Del Taco for lunch. Naked Fish for dinner.
Del Taco.
Yeah. There we go. Now Sparky writes in that he still has his old car phone from 1988 that had a big box that got mounted in the trunk. Yeah.
Nice.
That's cool. That's
cool. I did not have that. My mom had an old StarTech phone when her first phone was a StarTech she used to have that her work bought her. That thing had like 20-minute battery life, and she wasn't allowed to use it unless they called her.
I'm not. You know what? I mean, I have a few ties. I have like a basic blue pattern tie. I think I wore that to interviews. I used to have a tie with piano keys on it, but I think that got a stain on it. And I'm trying to think what other ties I might have. I think I have a Christmas tie, but I can't wear that.
Why not?
Well, because it's not Christmas.
Does it say Christmas on it?
Well, one's got a snowman on it. The other one's got a bunch of snowmen and Christmas ornaments on it. And it's red.
Snowman, excuse me, in Jersey might be fine right now.
How
did you handle the blizzard last week?
Not for the funeral. Blizzard? There was no blizzard.
I thought you had a blizzard super white.
It was basically a rainy day, and it turned to some snow, but it wasn't that bad.
Oh. That's no fun.
Now, Dune writes in that he still has untouched water-filled boobies. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I bought those for him.
Well, you know.
Yeah. He bought me a pair, so I bought him a pair back.
Is that what friends do? They buy each other
titties. Yeah.
And there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, the question was asked, can you buy boobies on Amazon? and we found
Oh
out.
yes. Oh yes, you can.
Yes,
oh, yes,
you can. So we bought each other a pair of boobies.
You could buy many things on Amazon.
Now mine have been touched. They're like stress balls, but fun. And
have
so,
you popped them yet?
I haven't popped them. No, they're just fun to squeeze. You gotta be gentle with the boobies. You don't pop the boobies.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So that's our show.
There you go. We learned lots today. I hope Brian survived.
Brian did survive.
He does not sound the best.
No, he's right about now. He's I think he just.
Oh.
Wow, did I say that out loud?
Well, a little chuckle bump to end the show. There's no problem with that.
Here we go. But anyways, we do try to be educational here on
insert title here.
And I don't know. I think we all learn a whole bunch. Mars, what have you learned this week?
Oh, I'm learned when Brian's sick, he can't override you in talking.
That he did get some good talking in early in the show, but
Okay.
yeah, then he just went zoned out, and there we go.
He's on some good stuff.
I think he drugged himself up pretty good. Either that or he's just exhausted.
I also learned an entire jug, a giant jug of Oonce cheese balls, 0 carbs, according to Gators.
So here's the deal. Should I unpack the yellow tie, and when we're getting ready for the funeral, should I just put it on and see if any of my siblings or family members say anything and stop me?
I think you really should. I think you should bring another tie just in case. But I really think you should say, I got my tie, and see what they say.
I already feel bad enough telling my dad it was an ugly tie. He probably remembers I said.
You should definitely give your dad a big hug with that tie on.
He's probably forgotten about that, but if I come out wearing that tie, he's probably going to remember.
Yeah.
Didn't you say that was ugly? It's like, no, Marge said it was ugly. I think it's great. What do you? And then we'll ask my stepmom what she thinks, and she'll override both of us. And
yeah.
I don't
change your tie.
I don't know. Is preparing for a funeral appropriate time for a tie prank, or should I just?
Well, I don't.
Now, Sparky asks, "Was your grandfather a joker?" Yes, but not the one whose funeral we're going to. My other grandfather, who died when I was in college, was the Joker.
Are you gonna wear your watch?
What's that?
Are you gonna wear your watch?
No. You know what? By the time I figured out how to get it open and change the battery, watches went out of style.
Well, people are wearing watches again, They're just called smartwatches.
Are they?
Yeah, look at all the people. Look, dude wears this Apple Watch.
Well, this one ain't smart.
It tells the time. That's pretty smart.
This one just tells time.
That's pretty smart, Gators, if you think about it.
I don't. Watches have been telling
Can
time.
you tell time?
So, yes.
By just thinking?
You look at your phone and you read the time. That's how you tell time.
Yeah, but watches don't do that. They just go.
I miss my digital watch with the light up on it, the blue light, and
did you have the
the
Indiglo
alarm and the stopwatch and
did you have one with the calculator on it?
No, it wasn't a calculator. It's just a stopwatch, digital watch, alarm.
I had the one with I had the Casio with the Indiglo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was green.
But that's okay, because I'm not talking about. I'm not going to actually show up to the funeral in this tie. I'm just going to come out prepared for the funeral.
Well, what if everybody says that tie looks amazing? You should.
When we're getting ready to get in the car to go to the place, I'm gonna, I would and see who stops me, or if anyone stops me, or if the tie gets any comments. But then again, if the tie gets comments, of course, it's going to be like, well, Dad gave it to me for my birthday. And that once again, now I'm going to have 2 reasons to feel bad every time I think of this tie. Because then I turned it into a joke to further humiliate my dad for his bad fashion sense.
Oh.
So maybe
Everybody might just say that's a horrible tie, or they might say, you know what, that's the best tie you've ever worn.
It could be.
And what if everybody agrees that's an amazing tie?
Oh.
Would you keep wearing it to the funeral?
Oh my God, I found it. I found the tie. So let's bring this up, and we'll get votes from Dune and Sparky Toaster as to whether or not I should wear this tie, or attempt to wear this tie.
I think you should.
I don't. Sometimes it's a time to joke. Sometimes it's not. Like at my grandfather's funeral, me and my siblings and my cousins were in one limo, and our parents and grandmother were in another limo, and we were waiting for an appropriate moment where the two limos would be side by side so we could roll down the window and ask for the Grey Poupon. Now, it was a fun little conversation among ourselves in the limo, but I doubt that would have gone over well if we actually did.
I would have done it. I'm sorry. I have no remorse. I would have done that. Except you have to get like a Duesenberg for that, not just a limo.
So there we go. That's pretty much what the tie looks like, that I have. Even Mars can see. I don't know. What do you? That's a ugly yellow tie. That's
it's like
impressive.
Wallpaper.
I hope none of my family members are watching this. It was a very nice gesture, a very nice thought. The boss's favorite color. Getting good with the boss with that. To be fair, I'm sure my dad's friend would have thought that was a really nice looking tie.
That's great. That's so great.
So I don't know. Do we have any? Dude writes an OMG.
It's a full-on re-gift, yes.
Oh, no. My dad bought that brand new. It came in the store's box. But there was no gift receipt in there.
You can re-gift it to your dad for his like 80th.
You know what? Maybe that's a gift for my nephew. Maybe that's what I need to do. Is if my nephew gets a promotion at some point, I'll gift him that, and we'll turn it into the family joke.
It's the fruitcake, but a tie.
It's the fruitcake, but it's
something
tie.
that nobody wants.
Don't eat it and don't wear it. But Sparky rates him, well, they do say black goes with anything. I feel so bad making my dad's gift into this big of a... I feel bad laughing this hard at this. No,
But you know what? It's pretty awesome. I'm just saying.
Well, usually my dad would ask my mom for approval before wearing an outfit someplace. So that there was, but hey, this guy modeled this tie, and I'm assuming he kept a straight face, although they did strategically crop his face out of the photos. So
I think if they pay you, straight face.
And apparently he couldn't pull it off, so it's like, just lower the camera. We'll just crop. We'll fix it in post.
Yeah.
No one needs to know you're laughing at this tie while wearing it. All right. Well, anyways, we need to find someone to raid.
So, Gators, what'd you learn? You didn't say what you learned.
I learned I better find a new tie. But Pineapple Hoops is live. Let's raid her. Let's raid Pineapple Hoops. All right. Thank you everyone for listening. Sparky sent me a link. Maybe it's to a better tie. That is a more tasteful yellow tie. That it's got nice diagonal lines, kind of without it's in a paisley. It's still very golden yellow. So you gotta like that color. But I think that would go over better. Dude has to actually click buy now on that. It's $45 and to bag. Yes, you can. It's in my bag.
I think you should have the sushi cat tie instead. It's better.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead. Thank you, Sparky, for the better suggestion there. If I ever do want to get a yellow tie, dude says, "Holy shit!" Okay, we're gonna rate Pineapple Hoops. Thank you all for listening. You all have a lovely night, evening, week.
Everybody have a good night.
I don't know what my next week's gonna look like, so I may be back here next Monday, or I might be hanging in Jersey for a long weekend. Stay tuned. See ya.
Bye, everyone.
All right, and we're rated. Good show.
Goodness.
All right, you have a good week.
You too.
Right.
Good luck, sir.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.